Hi everyone. Just give me a moment while I post this to the top of the group so that you can all find me. Hopefully it's there. There we go. Let's see if I'm fine. Huh, interesting. It did this last time. Gave me a bit of trouble. Hi there. Just give me a sec while I try to post this to the top of the page. All right, yeah, just hold on a moment. There I am, all right. And pin, there. So now I'm right at the top of the group. Anybody can find me. Perfect. And now I gotta go back to something over here. All right. All right, I'll give it a few more seconds to see if anyone can join. Hold on, I gotta move this out of the way. There we go. That was a very big close-up. If you're watching, say hello. What are you drinking? I've always got a glass of wine. This is like my downtime. My son is actually putting his sisters to bed tonight because my husband is away. So he's being a good big brother and reading them a story. All right, so a few more seconds. I'm excited for tonight. I love doing these virtual demos. Not only do I get to share Epicure with all of you and show you what I'm doing, but I get to eat all the food when we're done. Woohoo! All right, well, let's get started. And if anybody does join midway, they can always go back afterward and watch the beginning. Hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Carty, for those of you who don't know, and I'm a leader with Epicure. We are here for a wonderful cooking class for Kelly and Tasha, so thank you so much for choosing to host with me and for inviting all your friends to learn more about Epicure. So I joined Epicure almost a year ago. It was January of this year, and quickly became a leader because I was just having such a blast doing just this, cooking, sharing good food, and it was such a lot of fun. So I joined mainly because I needed something for me. I had been home with my kids for 6 years. I hadn't been working, and we were in the middle of a pandemic and middle of homeschooling, which I felt like I wasn't really doing anything that I wanted to do. So I chose to join Epicure. I had been a customer for years, always hosted parties, got lots of freebies. In fact, I think I stocked my cupboards before I even became a consultant. I think I had everything. So if anybody is interested and sees what I'm doing and says like, hey, I could do that, watch and see how easy it really is and how fun it is. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out and I'll share with you a little bit more about the business opportunity. It is so much fun. And the community of women and men, there's some men here too, that I have met, it's amazing. I think I didn't know how much I needed this until I jumped right in and went for it. The community is just top-notch. They are some of the best people I've ever met. So let's get to the food because that's why we're all here. Epicure is all about good, wholesome, delicious food done fast. So here is our current catalog right now. You can jump online and check out the digital copy, or if you would like a physical copy of the catalog, let me know and I will send it to you. So this is our fall winter catalog, and as you can see by the front, lots of desserts, yummy, yummy Christmas cookies. We were started about 25 years ago by a lady named Sylvie Rochette, and she simply started blending spices in her kitchen so that mealtime prep and cook was so much easier and faster. Everything was already pre-blended. She started doing this more and more often. Her friends caught on, they wanted their own jars, and then Epicure just was born and it took off. It's still a family-owned company. Her daughter, Amelia, is our CEO, and it is fantastic. What makes us different, and what, in my opinion, what makes us better than a lot of our competitors is our never ever list. So you can find it on one of the posts from earlier in this party, or you can see it in the front of our catalog or online. And this is a list of all the ingredients that we will never put in any of our foods. Things like corn syrup, bleached flour, artificial colors and flavors. We have no nuts. There's no MSG. We are 100% gluten-free, about 85 to 90% vegan, depending on the catalog. All sorts of sodium nitrate, all sorts of things that you probably don't want in your food are not in any Epicure products at all. So it's clean eating, it's delicious and fast. So let's get to cooking because I want to show you how fast it really is. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the best thing ever, which is the multi-purpose steamer. This is it's our #1 seller. It's such an amazing tool in the kitchen. This is what makes you go from raw to ready in under 20 minutes. It's so great that they've put it in every single business kit. So when you sign up with Epicure, you get yourself one of these. I've put some baby potatoes inside. Now, not very many because it's just me. So I'm gonna have my dinner and then some lunch or dinner for tomorrow. I'm gonna pop these. They're not cooked, trust me. Whoops. They're raw. I'm gonna pop them in for about 6 minutes and then I'll finish them off in the oven. So there they go. I'll talk a little bit more about the steamer once it comes out, but truly that is, if you're wondering what to get, grab a steamer, grab a few flavors or meal solution packs that you want to try, and that would be the best starter kit ever. So we're gonna get into our main course. We're going to make some meatloaf today. Our classic meatloaf is one of those comfort foods. It's absolutely delicious. Obviously you don't have to mix it with meat. You can mix it with Beyond Meat, lentils. You can make a tofu loaf. I don't know, anything, right? There's no rules with Epicure. Instead of doing one loaf pan, I'm going to put them in the mini loaf pans. One reason for that is I don't need a whole meatloaf. I'm just gonna have a small, probably half of one for tonight, but then I can freeze the rest of them. And the other thing is it cuts the cook time in about half. So instead of a half an hour, it'll take me 15 minutes in the oven, which I've already got warming up. So we've got 1 egg and the mix, and then 2 tablespoons of water with our meat, which I've got to grab out of the fridge. So all of the recipes are on the back of the jar. Well, on the jars too, but on the packets, our meal solution packets, the recipe's right on the back, and all of the ingredients you need to complete the meal are bold. So if you're ever wondering what to do with meal planning, grab a couple of these, look in the back of them, and just write down everything in bold, and that's your grocery list. And then you've got your couple days worth of meals. This one here serves 4, but there are many other meal solution packs that serve 6 to 8 or even 16 to 20. There's one meal solution pack that has 20 servings in it. Amazing. Let me get the meat out of the fridge. So I did just what I said. I went to the grocery store today and got some ground beef, and I picked up whatever I didn't already have in my fridge. So I'll put the ground beef in there. And 2 tablespoons of water. And this is really just to make sure that our meal solution pack, all the seasonings in here, are blended really, really well. So what we have inside here, let's see, where's our ingredients? Onion, tomato, cornstarch to thicken it up, garlic, herbs, sea salt, smoked paprika, black pepper, organic apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper. So all good stuff. And you mix it with a pound of ground meat. Now, I like to use my hands, but if you didn't, we have this handy tool called a meat separator. So it's kind of like a masher, and you can use this to just mix everything together. But eventually I'm gonna get in there with my hands because it's just, you know, it's fun. It's fun. It's like playing again. Back in school where you're you're playing with Play-Doh or something and you want to create, that's what I feel like I'm doing when I do this. So we just want to really mix it nicely, incorporate it all really well. And you can choose to oil your pans if you want. Truly, you don't have to. The silicone is all super easy to clean. It's microwave safe, dishwasher, oven, and freezer safe. So I can cook this in the oven, set it to cool for a bit, and then pop it straight in the freezer, those sections that I'm not going to eat. And then all I'm going to do is like flip them inside out, pop out the frozen little meatloaf, and then wrap it up and wash my little things. So you can meal prep and make and batch cook, freeze everything, and then it's ready to go for on those busy weeknights where you really don't have time. Whoops. All right, I think we have mixed that well enough. I'm just gonna split it into 4, roughly, and pop them in the meat. Feel free to ask questions. If I don't get to them during the live, then I will go back and answer them after I'm finished. Because I'm gonna have to lean forward to see any questions. But if you see something you like or you want me to show it again, just let me know. All right, so there we've got a little meatloaf. It's about halfway up the side. So I know a few of you are fairly new to Epicure. You may have heard of it. And some of you are almost obsessed like I am. We're gonna use the larger one. I've got my other 2 sheet pans. I was like, where's my other sheet pan? They're in the freezer downstairs because I froze some raw croissant dough. Didn't need to bake them all. If you want to come over to my VIP customer group, you'll see that I made croissants today. I've got a little video of me showing it off. It wasn't pretty, but they actually turned out pretty good. All right. And we have 10 seconds left on our potatoes. So the time it takes me to do this, my potatoes are done and they're gonna go in the oven together. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wash my hands first. Be right back. I'm gonna be using our large sheet pan, and although I could use this large sheet pan liner, I don't want what I'm going to be doing to the potatoes to kind of leach in and underneath this. So I'm going to remove my large sheet pan liner and get my small one. So these are amazing. They are silicone, again, just like all the rest. It's food grade silicone, but it has this awesome lip around the edge. So whatever you're doing in here, none of the juices or grease will drip down onto your pan. It won't get stuck, and then when you're ready to wash it, you just wipe it clean. You don't have to scrub, no elbow grease needed. It's fantastic. So there, we got my 4 meatloafs on one side, and then we're gonna put the potatoes on the other. Let's see if they're done. This is my favorite part. Those who have seen my demos before know. Magic. So, the key to the steamer. Now, you could use the steamer in the oven, and it's an oven-safe dish, really easy to clean. But the magic is in the microwave, when you steam cook it in the microwave. When you have a full seal and you have the lid on in the microwave, what it does is the juices from within the food itself will help to steam cook it. So it actually accelerates the time you need to cook it, and you're maintaining all the nutrients and the moisture within the food so it doesn't dry out, and all of the vitamins don't leach out of your food. If I was to boil these potatoes, they would lose a lot of their nutritional value just in the water. Ooh, these are hot. Ta-ta. Good thing I burnt my fingertips off for years of doing this. There we go. Whoop. Now I'm going to smush them with a fork. Drizzle them in olive oil and some seasonings, and then pop them in the oven to just kind of crisp up. These are probably perfect. They might actually be done before the meatloaf. That's what those are. But that's okay. I can always just take them out. There. So what I'm going to do to these is drizzle with olive oil. And sprinkle a little of our herbed garlic salt. Amazing. Not just plain old salt, a little bit of garlic in there too. It's just the perfect amount of flavor and seasoning. Now you'll find with a lot of Epicure products, we are low sodium, low sugar. So a lot of them have, obviously they're lacking maybe a little bit of salt for a lot of people who are used to, you know, a lot more salt in their food. I'm gonna add some lemon pepper to it as well. So grabbing something like the herb garlic salt just adds that right amount of salt and flavor. Now this lemon pepper is amazing. This is actually a wing seasoning, but we're ignoring that right now and we're making it a potato seasoning. And I just inhaled some. Woo! Gotta love pepper. All right, in they go. So hopefully when I'm done chatting, that will be finished. The other thing I wanted to do, those pepper got into my throat, is I'm just gonna steam some broccoli to go with my meal. So we also have in our steamer line, the rectangular steamer. And this is great for 1 to 2 people, somebody living on their own, students going away to college, or this is great for work when you wanna just heat something up or even cook straight in your microwave at work from raw. What I did the other day, I took a cruet, which is like a salad dressing thing with a lid, took some scrambled eggs in that and cooked some eggs at work in my steamer in about 2 minutes. It was pretty cool. So I'm just going to do some broccoli. Now this here is our fantastic, it was on my favorites list if you saw that post. It's our ceramic chef knife. It's a 6-inch blade. It's high quality ceramic. Sorry, didn't want to cut myself. It's harder and sharper than stainless steel, but it is, you have to be careful not to drop it or smash it or cut anything with bone because you could chip the blade, which is why it has this handy guard. When you're not using it, you just slip the guard on to protect the blade and also to protect yourself when you're, you know, grabbing for it. But it is super sharp. It doesn't need to be sharpened at all. I love it. I need to get more. So we're just gonna put in our broccoli. You know, don't judge my knife skills or lack thereof. You know, you can do this job and not actually know how to cook. And I'll be honest, when I joined, I mean, I didn't really know how to cook very well. I cooked to get the meal on the table because people needed to eat, but I didn't really enjoy cooking. And now I have so much fun just coming up with different recipes, and I get paid to do it. So it's amazing, lots of fun. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this isn't fully loaded. I could probably shove some more in there, but about this much, I do about 2 minutes in the microwave, and the broccoli will be perfectly crisp, not too overdone. And you don't need to add any water. As I said before, the water from within the fruits, the veggies, or the meat helps to steam cook it. So that's gonna go in for 2 minutes. Okay. I'm just gonna tidy up for a sec, and then the only thing left to do is the dessert, because everything else is pretty much done. So that really took me very little time, and I didn't really prep anything before I started. So that's how easy it is, folks. Love these cutting mats too, by the way. So I just went like this into the green bin. Boop. When you're cutting anything, you can just pick it up and slide it right in. Oh, I did need to do one more thing. The meatloaf seasoning has a recipe for the sauce to put on top. Now you can create your own sauce. I'm gonna use the recipe on the back, and it calls for ketchup, brown sugar, honey, and mustard. I happen to have some leftover of our summer line. Unfortunately, this isn't available right now, but it will come back in the summer. It's our honey mustard. If you didn't have any honey mustard, you could obviously just do honey and mustard. About a teaspoon of this. We have a teaspoon of brown sugar in here. Where's my little spoon measury? Here it is. Teaspoon. Or I could have just dumped it in there because you don't really need to measure. There we go. And it's 3 tablespoons of ketchup. You could use tomato paste, tomato sauce. You could use anything. If you didn't want the ketchup, because ketchup has a lot of sugar in it as well, you could use whatever you wanted. There we go. I'm just going to guesstimate 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. And this here is one of our prep bowls. These come as a set of 4. They're a single cup, but they have measurements on the side in mils and in cups. So you don't need to use another tool like I did. You can just dump it right in here and have everything pre-measured. Or you can use this to store your chopped veggies if you're making a salad and have everything prepped in the fridge, ready to go for when you get home. You just dump everything into your larger bowl and it's all ready for you. What? Oh, since I got this dirty, we'll just use that to stir. What else? Is there anything I missed? Ketchup, brown sugar, honey, and mustard. Ta-da! So this will go on our meatloaf at the end. You could put it on now as well, and it would cook on top. What does it say to do? Spread prepared sauce over the meatloaf and then cook it. I didn't follow the instructions. Oh well. Where's my glue? I could do that now. Let's do that now. We'll do 1, 2, 3, and use my silicone knife here to get all the juice out. There we go. A little bit of sauce on each of them. Could have made more. I probably underestimated my tablespoons of ketchup. There we go. Back in they go. All right, and my microwave is done. So that was 2 minutes. And again, you can see the steam coming out. And they're perfectly done. You can see how bright green. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of the garlic salt to that. And just let it sit while we wait for everything else. And now we get to go to the dessert. And sorry, to go back to the steamer, when you do grab a steamer, they come with a guide of some of the more popular things that you would want to make in your steamer and how long you would use it for. Now, everyone's microwave is different. So my microwave might take 2 minutes, whereas yours might take 3 or maybe 1.5, depending on how powerful your microwave is. So you always want to start with the lower end. If it says 4 to 6 minutes, start with 4 and then add 30-second increments till you find what works for you in your microwave and your amount of doneness that you like. All right, so the dessert that I'm gonna make today is a vegan banana chocolate trifle or something. I'm gonna figure this one out. I found a recipe on epicure.com, so we actually have a huge recipe database. You can type in the item you have, or maybe the item, like maybe if it's chicken or if it's the meatloaf seasoning, type that in and click recipes, and up pops a ton of recipes that you could do with that item. So I was like, what am I gonna make for dessert? And I had a bunch of bananas. So we're gonna do a banana. It's raspberry banana something. And then I'm gonna add chocolate to it because I love chocolate. So another rectangular steamer. The recipe calls for 4 bananas. I'm gonna use 2. Just gonna cut these up pop them in here with some raspberry jam and put it in the microwave until it gets mushy. Something to do with your old bananas before they go all gross. I'm gonna grab my instructions because I wanna know what I'm doing. Oops, there we are. Where'd my knife go? Oh, good. 5 more minutes on that. So you can see how easy this slices right through. Something like bananas, which are really soft, you don't want them to get smushed when you're cutting them, or say a tomato, it slices so nicely right through, nice and sharp. And we're gonna do about a 1/4 cup of oat milk. This is gluten-free oat milk. You could use almond milk, cashew milk, whatever you want. You could use regular milk too, but I'm keeping this vegan. And I'm gonna add some raspberry jam, although you could put fresh raspberries in there as well and they would cook down and mash up real nice. So I think it's just like a teaspoon or 2. 1.5 teaspoons, about a teaspoon. This is the seedless raspberry jam, so I like that one. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna put that in the microwave. Where's the lid? Oh, I'm gonna have to steal the broccoli lid. Oh, there it is. Found it. It was hiding. All right, so I think 2 minutes. Put the lid on. Oops. There. And I've already made some pudding. I did do that ahead of time because it takes 2 minutes to whisk with my little mixer, and that's just loud. And the instructions are right on the back. Super simple. Let me grab my pudding and show you. So I made this pudding with oat milk as well, and it's set just fine. So it's not, you can use any kind of milk with our chocolate pudding. Where's my chocolate pudding? There it is. I want to read the back. I'm going through my giant drawer of stuff. So the chocolate pudding is organic coconut palm sugar, modified tapioca starch, and organic cocoa powder and sea salt. So it's dairy-free, it's vegan, and you add whatever milk you want to keep this whole thing vegan. And it is also with gluten-free oat milk. So it's gluten-free, vegan, delicious, chocolate. So we're just gonna wait for our bananas to be done, and then we're gonna layer it. I've only got my little ramekin, put it in there, because I wanna portion it out, because you can have your dessert, but portion it out, so you're not eating all of the desserts. Cheers. Oh yes, I love my multi-purpose steamer too, Jillian. This, the silicone knife, yeah, where did I put it? This little silicone knife is awesome. So we have lots of utensils. Right now, the utensil set of 5 is on back order, but where's my other one? Hold on, I'll show you. Oh, there it is. I threw it in the sink. So this is a 3-in-1 spatula. It's got this corner on it, but I've realized it's only good for right-handed people. Left-handed people, it doesn't work because it's shaped a certain way. But the silicone knife will work for left and right-handed people and do pretty much the same job that this one does. It just doesn't have the spoon aspect. So the silicone knife is awesome. You can grab inside of long skinny jars to get all of the guts out, or if you do a lot of baking in our silicone cookware, you don't want to use a knife, like a real knife, because you'll cut the silicone. Using this, you can cut your brownies, you can lift things out of the steamers without damaging them. Okay, my bananas. I'm so glad the kids are in bed. I get to eat all the dessert. Okay. Woo! smells good. So there's my mushy banana mixture. So we're gonna take the fork and just mush it. It's a little more liquidy than I was thinking, but we can make this work. Maybe I gotta let it cool because I've got the cold pudding and then I've got the banana. So maybe I'll let this cool. It's a little bit soupy. Maybe I should add another banana. Where's that other banana? All right. We're gonna add another banana and then put it back in. Maybe it won't be as soupy. Just another minute. Why not? All right, I'm gonna check on my dinner. Oh yeah. So here, you can have a look. What? Those potatoes are sizzling and our meatloaf is looking good. I'm gonna pop this guy out, but I don't want to hold it because it just came out of the oven. Let me get just a spoon. There we are, a little tiny meatloaf. Pretty cute, right? Perfect single portion. And we'll use my flipper to add some potatoes to that. And I cut up some, sorry, didn't want to drop it. I've grabbed some smoked cheddar that my husband got from a dairy farm. And we're gonna put some cheddar on that. I should have put that on it when it was in the oven, but that's all right. It'll just melt there. It'll still be delicious. And my broccoli. I'll use my tongs. You could always put cheese on your broccoli as well. Yummy. And then, so there's my main course, ready to go. And that really, if I wasn't talking, I could have had this done in 15 minutes because that's how long it took the meatloaf to cook. And yeah, pretty easy, right? Now let's see if my dessert turned out okay. Okay, we're gonna mush it up, and even if it's not how I want it to be, oh well. There, it's a bit better now. So, ideally, I would let this cool, and then I would add the experiment. I followed the recipe. I want to put some chocolate on top, but you don't have to. I'm going to put some chocolate pudding on there. It's going to melt. It's going to be amazing. A little more banana on top. Why not? This is not as pretty as it probably is going to taste. It's going to taste amazing, but the presentation, I'd give it a D. That hid any imperfections. Just a little sprinkle of Cocoa Crunch and voila. It's like adding makeup. Just finishes it off. I'm gonna try that again. So join me in my VIP group. I'm gonna do this again and hopefully I make it look better next time. But I can tell you it tastes really good. And it's vegan, so win, right? Yum. And that's it, everyone. So I've got my dinner, I've got my dessert, I've got a huge mess in my kitchen. It's okay, because Epicure makes it all better. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you learned something. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for joining, and supporting your lovely host. If you need help finding the link to order, it should be popping up soon in the next post, or you can go to my Amy app that I've put up there, and you can find it through the links tab. I hope everyone has a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.